Hello and welcome to yoga for hips, shoulders and neck. We're going to begin the practice here today by just finding the breath, feeling the feet, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. That's releasing on the side. One more time. Inhale and release. You can continue to flow here. In and out. Through the nose and out through the mouth, or in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking a moment here to feel into the feet. So lifting the toes here, gently wiggling the toes, separating them, and then placing them back down into the earth. Feeling all the corners of the foot, so feeling the big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, and the outer heel. Gently bending the knees here. You may wish to place both the hands on the tummy or keep them to the side. Placing the hands on the body can help with embodiment to arrive here in body, mind and breath. So focusing a little bit more here on the exhalation. You can place one hand on the chest here. And on the exhale, we feel the belly deflate, the ribs gather. You can continue breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, or you can add a breath out through the mouth anytime. On the inhalation, we are allowing the breath to arrive, to expand and to fill. Feeling the diaphragm, which is situated in the middle of the body, pressing down on the internal organs. The belly inflates, the rib cage widens and fills. So this can really help if you are in a situation where you feel stressed or anxious. Connecting back in with the feet into the earth, gently bending the knees, and feeling the hands on the body. You can also look around and notice what you see, what you hear, what you feel. This can help us to arrive in embodiment through the senses. Releasing the hands to the side here. And we're going to begin foot rolling in a moment. So using any prop that you may have for foot rolling. I'm using these balls. They are just soft plastic hockey balls with some give to them. So I'm going to keep one of them here just in front of my foot. And at first I just want to arrive here by grounding in into one of the feet into the earth, feeling all the corners of that foot rooting down, feeling the energy pressing into the earth through the foot, feeling energy drawing up through the center line, out through the crown of the head. And then we can feel the knee bending a little bit more on that foot that is rooted into the earth. And the opposite heel may lift. You may even want to lift that foot off the ground, arms out into a little balance. Maybe some bouncing here. And then releasing that foot down into the earth, beginning rolling the ball under the whole sole of that foot, from the toes to the heel. You may feel some areas here under the foot that you want to focus a little bit more on. Perhaps it is the inside of the foot, or the outside, or the arch. When we're releasing the fascia of the foot, we hydrate the entire body because the fascia is connected through the whole body. So we want to focus on any areas here where we feel any adhesion or tension, so that we can hydrate and release those areas. So maybe pressing in, if there is a specific area where you feel some tension, gently pressing down and releasing. Maybe holding in some areas for a breath or two. You may also want to try to pin and twist, so pressing down and then gently twisting to release. The fascia of the foot is one of the thickest in the body, about 3 millimeters. So about the same size as the fascia in the iliotibial band and in the upper chest and the lower back. You may want to grab the other ball, placing it under the toes of the other foot, and then opening up here the front of the foot. So we're taking some shoulder movements here. Rooting into the feet, gently bending the knees, and then inhaling, drawing the shoulders up, and exhale, drawing them back. Again, inhale. And inhale, release. Then go in the opposite direction. Inhale, up with the shoulders and release. 2 more times. And last time. Beautiful. Feeling into the feet here again. And on an inhale, elevating the shoulders up towards the ears, squeezing the shoulders, holding. And on an exhale, either drop or gently release the shoulders. We do this one more time. Inhale, rooting in through the feet, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, and release. And one last time. So this tension and release can really help us to release anything that we no longer need, any tension. So we're going to come into a little forward fold now. Rooting the feet into the earth here, gently bending the knees, and then folding forward, folding from the hip creases. Feeling the energy here, drawing from the crown of the head back into the hips. We can keep the hands here on the thighs, or perhaps interlacing the arms here, holding on with the elbows towards the thighs. Maybe releasing one of the arms, drawing some circles here. Just a little ball and socket release here of the shoulder. And going in the opposite direction. Practicing some range of motions here. And then we can do this with the opposite arm. You choose the speed and the size of the circle. And check in with your body here. You may want to fold all the way forward and releasing the head and the neck. And check in here when you're coming up. Placing the hands on the thighs, activating the thighs, and begin on an inhale to Raise forward and perhaps bringing the arms overhead. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Taking a breath here, arriving. Beautiful. So we're going to roll out the opposite foot now. So the foot that you just rolled out, you want to ground into that foot again. So feeling all the corners of the foot, the big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, and the outer heel. Gently bending that knee, feeling the hips gather, the ribs gather, and the belly drawing in. Perhaps coming up here on the tippy toes of the opposite foot, feeling the standing foot pressing into the earth, feeling energy drawing up through the center line, up to the crown of the head, and then perhaps lifting that foot off the earth with the arms up into balance. And then bringing that foot back down, taking the ball of the other foot and begin to roll again. Notice that it may feel different on this side. So focusing a little bit more attention on any area where you feel the adhesion and tension. So it could be on the inside or the outside of the foot. Maybe doing some pressing down and releasing in certain areas. Maybe doing the pinning and twisting. And coming back to the breath here, noticing if you're holding the breath. Anytime you feel that you're holding the breath, come back to the exhale through the mouth. To once again open up the feet here by standing on the toes on the wall, or you may want to stand with the heels, or perhaps maybe you want to bring the wall under the inside arches. So this could be bringing quite a bit of sensation. So if this is too much, then try another variation. But this can be really great for releasing any tension in the Achilles tendon, which is from the heel up to the calf. So when we have tension in this tendon, this can really be helpful. So taking a moment just to linger here. Perhaps you want to move a little bit forward and back. Maybe a little bit side to side. And when this feels complete, removing the balls, bringing them over to the side. We're going to come into some shoulder strengthening now. So we're going to take a prop. You can take either a bolster, or I'm using a slow-mo ball here, placing it between the thighs. Choose to keep it closer to the knees or the middle thighs, or perhaps closer to the pelvic floor. So feeling rooted into the earth here, feeling the ribs gather. We're going to take a moment here to do some lateral stretches. So we're going to bring up one of the arms overhead. You can either place it down on the shoulder blade, or perhaps you want to place a hand behind the head. Maybe the other hand come up as well and entwine. So taking a moment here to feel the head into the hands into the head. any tension in the neck. We want to ensure here that the elbows remain soft. So avoiding extending the shoulders hereby. So we don't want to do this anterior tilt of the pelvis with a rib cage hopping forward, but rather to gather the rib cage in here. So standing nice and tall. And we can gather rib cage with, on an exhale. So try this again. Inhale. And then exhale on a moving over to one side, raising the opposite elbow. On an inhale, coming back up. And exhale. And squeezing the ball between the thighs here. And once again, inhaling and over to the side. So we can place one hand here on the side of the rib to really feel here on the exhale, feeling the ribs drawing in and down. And one more time here. Beautiful. Releasing the hands here. We're going to practice shoulder strengthening now and opening up the collarbones. So we're going to grab the strap. And we want to hold the strap here with the hands down. So feeling some tugging here of the strap. And feeling the ball here between the thighs, squeezing the ball with an internal rotation of the hips. So we're going to move this strap up on an inhale. And exhale, gathering the rib cage on top. Inhale, moving the strap down, squeezing the ball, internal rotation of the hips. And then exhale, releasing. Again, inhale. You may even see what it feels like to have a little bit of a wider strap. This can also be very good if you have a shoulder injury. You may want to keep the strap a little bit wider. You want to make sure also here that the wrists stay open and spacious. So avoiding to internally rotate the wrists and rather keeping them neutral here. So once we come up here with a wider strap, avoiding to go into too much of an extension. So we want to make sure that the ribs once again are gathering, keeping nice and straight here. Feeling the stability here in the pelvic floor. So one last time here, inhale, exhale on top, and then releasing on an inhale, squeezing the ball, rooting in through the feet, and exhale, release. Beautiful. So we're going to go in now to the last movement of today, which is the squat and the tippy-toe stand. So on an exhalation, coming into a squat, bringing the strap up here, ensuring that the wrists are neutral, and really sitting down here as if you're sitting in a chair, so keeping the hip creases up. Just noticing what it feels like to be here in a lounge. And then on an inhale, we're going to begin to raise up here, rising. And then perhaps rooting into the toes, coming up here, onto the tippy toes, gathering the ribs on top, on exhale. And once again, coming down on an inhale, and exhale into a squat. Doing this One more time here, coming up on an inhale, squeezing the ball, gathering the ribcage on top. And then inhale down, and exhale, release into the squat. We're doing this, okay, one last time here. It doesn't matter how high up you come here. It doesn't matter how far back you sit in the squat. Beautiful. So releasing the strap. Just taking a moment here to just stay and feel what it feels like to energize the thighs. Perhaps movement in the arms, moving in one direction and the opposite. We can see what it feels like to come back up here on an inhale, squeezing the ball, raising up here in tippy toes without the strap. Exhaling, gathering the ribs, and inhale down, and then exhale back into the squat. So for the very last time here, maybe you want to interlace the fingers behind the back here. And then come over. So that concludes our practice today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And I hope that your hips, shoulders and neck feel strong and released. And namaste.